Well, 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 look who's tumbling down the box office stairs like a drunk superhero in a cape that's too long. Fantastic Four First Steps just took another massive nosedive. And at this point, those first steps are looking more like a final steps off a cliff, with Mickey Mouse at the bottom holding an empty money bag. Meanwhile, an actual good movie called Weapons, made for the cost of what Marvel spends on craft services, is absolutely slaying the competition. Roll the intro, grab your popcorn, and prepare to witness the slow motion implosion of the MCU. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's your friendly neighborhood critic, the Critical Nerd, here to document yet another glorious chapter of Marvel's ongoing box office humiliation. But before we get started, make sure to smash that like button, hit subscribe, ring the notification bell so you don't miss a video, and share this with a friend who still thinks Kevin Feige has a master plan. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll understand why Kevin Feige might be updating his LinkedIn profile. We've got Schadenfreude to unpack, people. So let's start off with the weekend's big winner. I just spoiled it for you. Warner Brothers' Weapons, which just proved you don't need a $250 million budget to make a crowd pleaser. This R-rated horror masterpiece from director Zach Cregger opened to a massive $42.5 million domestically and a $70 million opening globally. And here's the kicker. It cost just $38 million to make. That's right, folks. This movie was profitable before Sunday morning's box office numbers were even finalized. Meanwhile, Marvel hasn't been profitable before Sunday morning since 2019. Unless you count the popcorn sales. An A- cinema score for a horror movie? That's practically unheard of. This thing's got legs and will keep making money for weeks while Marvel's latest disaster limps toward irrelevance. This is what happens when you hire actual filmmakers instead of committee-driven content creators. Zach Cregger understood something Kevin Feige apparently forgot. Audiences want to be entertained, not lectured to. They want genuine thrills, not sanitized corporate product. Warner Brothers just scored their 10th #1 movie of 2025 with this gem. And honestly, it's hilarious watching them embarrass Disney with original content. Remember when Marvel used to dominate? Yeah, me neither anymore. Disney's participation trophy. Yes, Freakier Friday. They trotted that out this past weekend, which managed $29 million domestically and $45 million globally. Now, this isn't terrible, but when your production budget is also $45 million before marketing costs, you're not exactly popping champagne here. At least it knows what it is. It's a family comedy sequel nobody really asked for, but one that doesn't actively insult your intelligence. This film skewed heavily female, actually 71% of the audience. But here's the kicker. Some industry insiders are saying Weapons actually siphoned off part of the female demographic. I mean, that's right. Given a choice between a body swap comedy and an R-rated horror bloodbath, audiences chose the bloodbath. Now, what does that tell you about Disney's content? Well, it's pretty simple. People would rather watch strangers get butchered than sit through another safe, focus test nostalgia sequel. All right, let's get to the invisible elephant in the room, because that's about how relevant Fantastic Four First Steps has become at the box office. Now, Fantastic Four, well, it's continued its death spiral with another catastrophic 60% drop at its third weekend, scraping together a pathetic $15.5 million. Now, for context, that's less than what some mid-tier YouTubers make in a month from sponsorships. The domestic total now sits at $230.4 million, with the worldwide gross about $434.2 million. Remember, this movie had a production budget north of $200 million, and with reshoots, some insiders suggest it's closer to $350 million. This thing is bleeding money faster than a Marvel character bleeds out in a Disney Plus show. Except in this case, There's no post-credit scene to bring it back to life. We've gone from a mediocre opening to a 66% drop in weekend 2 to another 60% drop in weekend 3. This isn't just a bad movie problem. This is a brand problem. Now, for comparison, let's take a look at this. Thunderbolts, in its third weekend, pulled in $16.6 million. Captain America, Brave New World, managed in its third weekend $14.8 million. So Fantastic Four might slightly edge out those disasters, but that's like saying your house fire is slightly less destructive than your neighbor's. Now, here's what's terrifying if you're a Disney executive. Marvel's entire performance pattern has flipped. Now, the old Marvel, massive openings, 55 to 60% second weekend drop, still profitable. The new Marvel, mediocre openings, 65 to 70% drops, immediate financial disasters. If this trajectory continues, those upcoming Avengers movies, where they've already spent $200 million just on Robert Downey Jr. and the Russo brothers, could be looking at an opening weekends in the $60 to $80 million range, instead of the $250 plus million they need just to justify their budgets. At that point, the Avengers will need a GoFundMe to cover craft services. So here's the broader box office reality check. This weekend's total was about $131 million, up 6% last week, but down 18% from last year. Year to date sits at $5.6 billion, which is up 8% from 2024, but still way behind 2019's glory days. What we're seeing isn't just individual wins and losses. It's a shift in Hollywood's power balance. Warner Brothers is remembering how to make profitable entertainment, while Disney is learning that infinite budgets can't fix broken storytelling. The math is simple. Weapons will probably hit $200 to $300 million worldwide on a $38 million budget. Massive win. Fantastic Four will be lucky to hit $500 million on a budget 7 times higher. That's career-ending territory. So if you're Kevin Feige right now, you gotta be having nightmares. I mean, let's talk about this pattern here. Captain America: Brave New World, massive flop. Thunderbolts, massive flop. Fantastic Four, on track to join them. 2 Avengers movies still coming with astronomical budgets. We could be witnessing the complete collapse of the MCU as a financially viable franchise. Corporate cultures rarely pivot quickly, and Disney's more likely to double down, blame superhero fatigue or toxic fans, and keep making the same mistakes until the well runs dry. Now, can Marvel be saved? Well, recovery's possible, but it would require the following things. Slashing budgets, hiring real filmmakers, not yes men, making movies for audiences instead of ad audiences, dropping the corporate synergy playbook. But here's the thing. They won't. They're too invested in the current model, too proud to admit failure, and too convinced the brand alone will carry them. So is this a changing of the guard? I mean, Weapons proved you don't need $250 million to make something that connects with the audiences. You need competent writing, capable direction, and respect for the viewer. Meanwhile, Marvel continues its transformation from a creative powerhouse into a corporate content farm, churning out $300 million group projects where everyone gets an A just for showing up. So there you have it, Culture Warriors. Another weekend where Hollywood got it both completely wrong and surprisingly right in the same 72 hours. Here's a few questions for you. Is Marvel doomed, or can they turn this ship around? Are you excited about the horror renaissance as I am? When will Disney realize audiences have moved on from their expensive corporate content? Drop your hot takes in the comments below. I do read them, and I do reply from time to time. So if you enjoyed this roast of Marvel's humiliation, smash that like button, share it with your favorite Disney apologist, and subscribe for more box office autopsies. Until next time, stay vigilant, take care of yourselves, and maybe skip the next Marvel movie. You deserve better.